safe with you!
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, wake up! Welcome to the after party! Wake up, put your hands up, put them up! It's time that you make your voice heard! Wake up, put your hands up, get them up! Hell yeah!
Hello and welcome to Still Real After Party. I am your newest host. My name is Jake, and sitting to my left...
How do they know I'm on your left? This isn't a VOD yet.
Okay.
You could just say my other co-host.
Well,
or my only other co-host.
Sure, but you're to my left, and
Okay.
visually to me, that's how I see you, to my left.
What if audio-wise I'm in their right ear? It's just going to be confusing.
All right, who's my other co-host? Who are you?
Oh, I'm Zanca.
Okay, good. We're here to talk about sweaty men in tights.
And it's going to be fun.
Yeah, but first, I know you want to try a little something.
Yes, so basically my thinking here is, you know, you're new to the show.
I am.
I mean, people know me and Josh from Still Real Radio.
Yep,
so
I'm neither of those people.
No. So I figured what better way to get to know you and where you stand on certain things than to play a little word association where I'll throw out a name or a word and you just give me the first thing that pops in your head.
This is going to go poorly.
Well, let's just see what happens.
Got it.
It could be humorous and it could be dead air, but
Oh, humorous, sure. Poorly, yes, because it's me.
All right. Ready? First name. I'm going to start off with someone that
So, hold on. Is it all going to be names or is it going to be subjects? What are we looking
I'm
at
not
here?
telling you.
Perfect.
You got to just roll with the punches here.
Perfect. I like it.
But I want to start off with this one so people will know which side you stand on this. Roman Reigns.
Heat.
Heat. Oh, that's a good choice.
And I like it that way.
I like that actually. All right. Let's throw this out there. Buff Bagwell.
Washed up.
Let's throw this
Sorry.
out there. Onions.
Gross.
Oh, good. So we're on the
hate
same boat
onions.
there, dude.
Ugh.
All right, I got two more for you, quick
Okay,
ones.
all right.
Vince McMahon.
Goat.
Goat. That's a good first word. And Jerry the King Lawler.
King.
All right, I'll go
Easy.
with that. I'll go with that one. All right.
Perfect.
You want to jump into this?
All
What do you
right,
want to
yeah.
talk about?
I'd say we get into the wrestling news around the world.
All right. Well, first thing that broke, I think, on Raw, that's the biggest news of the week in the wrestling world anyway, is the first introduced man. I don't know what I was trying to say.
I don't either.
Goldberg's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
How do you
all right.
feel about it?
I like it. I like Goldberg. I'm not happy he was back for a random championship run against the shittiest wrestler on the planet, Brock Lesnar. But I
forgot you don't
he
like
deserves
Brock.
it. He deserves it.
I like it, man. I think it's perfect, and I like that. His WCW run alone is worthy of it. So
I agree. Yeah, that's a good point too.
I think the guy, I mean, he transcended. He was a household name. Even if you didn't watch WCW, like me, I was a WWE guy or WWF guy. I was like, fuck WCW. I'm never going to get into that shit. I knew who Goldberg was,
Right.
and I knew he had a streak. So I think it's a great choice. I think the guy's earned it. I think even in his WWE run, I mean, he made waves. So
Sure, it was fun. I mean, it was fun to watch, even though I hate Brock Lesnar matches. The last one they had was actually okay because it was
Yeah.
kind of actually a match.
It was good. It was hard hitting. I enjoyed it myself. I think one of the things I really look forward to with guys I like to get into is their intros. And Goldberg's entrance, it's iconic. So that's one of the things.
Also
I think,
true. One of the most iconic, if not the most iconic,
Exactly.
in the business.
And that's it's not something that's going to get you in the Hall of Fame is having a cool entrance, but it's something that sticks out for me to get behind somebody right away.
Definitely. So you mentioned Roman Reigns earlier. He's in a bit of potential hot water.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see how that plays out because it's basically he said, she said.
Yeah,
you
right
know
now
what
it's
I mean?
nothing.
So it's like some guy's in jail, and for those of you who don't know, Roman Reigns was named by this guy Rodriguez who's currently in jail for buying Chinese steroids and rebranding them and selling them to people. So
The best kind of steroids.
It's very illegal, and he named 3 people. An actor, something Dumel, I don't know. I'm not really big on
Josh?
that. Yes. And Mark Wahlberg, who I'm a fan of. Because
I believe it, though. Look at that man.
Yeah, he's stout. And Roman Reigns was the first name he named. So Roman Reigns has, produced a tweet, though, saying, basically denying he's never heard of the guy. He's never been to where he is out of. So, you can't really comment on something where there's that little, you know what I'm saying? I mean, where there's smoke, there's sometimes fire. So maybe there's something there. But,
Maybe this guy's just a mark who really hates Roman.
It's weird that he would pick Roman, though, out of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, he just picked a random wrestler and two, actors. So, I don't know. There could be some truth there.
We'll see. He won't get punished, so.
No, you never know, man. I mean, he got suspended last time, so.
That is true. But I'll wait until there's more about it to make judgments.
I think it's possibly done. I mean, you know what I mean? I think that was it. I think he got a little news out of there, and that's about it. I mean,
that's what he wanted. He wanted publicity.
Right. And, other news, Mark Henry retired and then said he's not retired. So.
That was the weirdest thing. And I saw him pop in on the Martin Luther King SmackDown segment, and I was like, hey, it's Mark Henry. So that means he's guaranteed in the Rumble.
I love that Mark Henry has retired and not retired and done this a few times now.
Yeah, so many times. But he's definitely going to be in the Rumble now.
Yeah, my man's a legend anyway. So
I love Mark Henry. He's great.
Yeah,
Sexual chocolate.
Dude, yes. We're on the same wavelength there. But I think the guy's earned... his right to go out when he wants and do his own things.
I mean, in my opinion, he should be retired just because, there's not much going on with him, and I don't think there will be ever again. But maybe one more Rumble appearance. I feel the same about Big Show probably, even though he'll have little bit longer, he'll have more of a run after the Royal Rumble, but not by much. So.
Yeah, I don't see that. Yeah. Again, though, I said that before about Mark Henry being
that is
done.
true.
And then
will not go away.
He had the Hall of Pain or whatever.
Pain.
Yeah. I wanted to say House of Pain.
It's House of Pain, Hall of Pain, whatever.
Yeah. But and that run was probably next to Sexual Chocolate for funny wise. That was my favorite. But
good.
His most serious run, and he dominated that time span. So yeah. So Mark Henry, man, do whatever you want to do.
He's there still.
So two things I want to touch on too is Lashley and EC3, Ethan Carter III, are both done with TNA.
Excited.
Now,
less for Bobby Lashley because we've already seen it, and technically EC3 has been there too. But I'm way more excited to see what they can do with EC3, even though they'll probably just ruin him.
I don't know, man. I think they're gonna do some decent things with EC3 because his mic work is not on Miz level, but he reminds me a lot of the Miz, like the way
he's an arrogant heel. He's an arrogant heel.
He can be a good he can get actual heat, and I think that's someone that they desperately need on a show like SmackDown right now is somebody like that.
Have him have him come in, feud with probably Dolph Ziggler because that's who every new person feuds with, and he'll maybe be U.S. champion still. I don't know how that's gonna go.
I think. I really think Ethan Carter. I think he's gonna have a good run.
He's gonna be a mid card guy though.
I don't know, man. He's in great shape. He can hold his own on the mic. He's got the look. He's got the promo skills down now. I think.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about people like that. They have everything they need, and then they're just going to be a mid carder for the rest of their career.
Jinder Mahal was WWE champion.
That is
SmackDown.
A one-off, and now he's in the U.S. title picture.
This is true.
Which is something. It's
good.
True,
yeah.
I like Bobby Roode. We'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
But Jinder is not. He's kind of a one-off kind of deal. He's just huge. He's a large man.
He's in shape too, though. EC3. So I don't know, man. I think he's got a better shot than people are giving him credit for.
I hope so. Yeah. I like him. From what little I've seen in TNA, I've liked that. So I mean, give him a shot.
I followed him his career in TNA, a lot more than I would like to admit. I was watching a lot of TNA back in the day, but he always entertained me, man. But again, I loved Michael Bennett's character, the Miracle in TNA. So. And that didn't impact or whatever you want. Exactly. So I'm trying to. I'm playing 50-50. That I see what you're saying, and it's all about the push. They got to get behind him, and I think EC3 is someone they could get behind.
Yeah, I agree.
Lashley, however, we've heard reports of he's in talks with New Japan and WWE. So. Okay. If you could place him somewhere, where would you place him out of those two promotions?
I mean, he's had his run in WWE, and it was a pretty good run too. He'll probably end up. Honestly, he'll probably end up at both at one point.
Yeah, he
could. Before the end of his career, I think he'll be in WWE again.
Yeah, in New Japan, with stars like that, like Chris Jericho, you know what I'm saying? Like bigger names, they seem to give them a little more lenience, so he could get a small run there, you know what I mean?
But he's a big guy. I feel like he doesn't really fit the New Japan. I mean, I haven't seen too much of New Japan myself, but I feel like he doesn't really fit the style and fit the mold, you know?
I think he does now, just because he's changed his work a little bit. When he was in WWE, he was explosive and doing all this stuff. He's a lot more of a hard-hitting guy now. Yeah. He can go with some of those New Japan guys, I feel. It'd
be fun. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
His selling work, I think, is still not... that's one of the things I never really liked about him is he wasn't believable, taking someone's offense. And but again, he's a huge guy, so he didn't have to do it too often.
First man to break the master lock.
Right. And that still pisses me off to this day. I wanted to do it.
It was great.
But
I mean, we
Shout out Chris Masters. He's a fan.
he just left TNA too as well.
Yeah.
I believe.
He's doing his thing.
So we talked about Mark Henry's potential retirement and then not retirement. So let's talk about the one that's a little more sad and probable. Paige.
Yep.
May have had her career cut really short.
Yeah.
From I believe a neck injury, a neck stinger, and that's really sad to me.
Yeah, it's funny because she came in so young. Like, you forget how young
Well,
she
she's
was.
been wrestling since she was in the womb, basically. Her mom was wrestling pregnant.
Yeah, and that's fucking weird.
It's insane.
She was probably got the stinger in the fucking womb, dude.
Maybe, yeah.
She had nowhere to hold on to.
But
or
yeah, she's
anything
been
like
wrestling
that.
since like 13, 14, and now to see it end at what? I think she's only like 25, 26, or
Yeah,
not even.
very young.
She might be 24. I don't even know. But it's so young, and it's super sad to see because I like Paige. Even from her debut, I've enjoyed her work, so it's a bummer.
You get into the business that young too.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. You're gonna start racking up some injuries.
Yep.
And she bumped hard. She was, in my opinion, one of the better in-ring performers for the females before they really got the shot in the arm from all the current talent on the roster. So it's funny because it's kind of like not funny. It's bad choice of words.
No.
But she's kind of like a child actor where they get pushed in and you either shine or you burn out, and that's what's kind of sad is her body. I don't think is.
I mean,
gonna
she
let her
shined.
continue.
She had her point.
She did,
and it was
so
great.
did Macaulay Culkin, man. Home Alone was the fucking shit, and
That
then
is-
fucking
Look at him now.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're really on it today.
Yeah. And again, hers isn't due to drugs. It was might have been a bad analogy, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Is you have two ways to go. You can either she could have been the greatest women's wrestler of all time, and that's why it's kind of sad.
I mean, it runs in her blood.
cut short. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer. We can talk about the Uso that did a little drinking.
Yeah, that shit happens. He'll be fine.
I saw that one, and that's not really. Well, I mean, it could be more news, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. I think it was Jay Uso who got arrested for a DWI.
Yeah.
I think a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be anything. They were on SmackDown, no problem. But what do you think? Do you think it makes them drop the titles?
The only reason why I think it would make them drop the titles is because they want to get behind Gable and Benjamin.
I think it's going to be punishment.
Yeah, but I see. I don't. I think I think if they were going to drop the titles, I'm trying to say if they are going to drop the titles, it was already in the works.
I guess.
I don't think. I think the Usos are the best thing to happen to the SmackDown tag division in a long time.
I have not been behind the Usos at all, really. Even as heels, when they are doing better work, but it's just I don't know. I don't like the whole Uso penitentiary thing. I don't know why.
See more character.
I guess I don't know. I don't know why. What's wrong with me? But
Their
because everyone
matches-
likes it.
Their matches are phenomenal, and that's what I'm saying. They can have good matches with anybody. Them versus the New Day is always a burn.
No, their
burner.
matches are always great. Even
Right.
when they were faces, it's always great.
Right.
But they were just boring as face characters, and now as heel characters, they're just annoying to me.
Yeah.
But it got better. Like last night's promo was short, but it was fine. I enjoyed it, and it doesn't happen very often for me.
Yeah, I mean that was probably my favorite promo on SmackDown because those selfie fucking video things they were doing to get ready for those things were fucking
Yeah, just
awful.
just
man.
a pre-warning. SmackDown, the recap for SmackDown is going to be short and not very sweet.
I think we just did it.
Yeah.
Those selfie videos really
We'll
turned me
get
off.
to the meat of it a little bit
yeah.
later on. There was a Jason Jordan injury that's nothing. I don't think. I think
think
he's
that
going
one's
to
gonna
be
be
fine.
time. Yep.
He's going to
Yep.
be fine by Rumble. Which,
I love that they're keeping him on though. They're not, you know what I mean? He's still fresh in your
yeah,
mind.
yeah,
so.
and that's exactly why that's why they had him on to probably reassure you that he's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep him fresh in your mind, like you said. So, is that it for news?
Yeah, that's it for now. You want to get in some Raw recap?
Well, let's get into Raw recap since it's going to be the best recap of the day.
Can I call it Braun is War? Because
the
that's
Braun
what
recap?
it was, dude.
This was one of the best episodes of Raw that I can remember in a while.
Oh,
and,
yeah, dude.
And it was because of the best wrestler ever, Braun Strowman. So it opened up with Braun coming out. He told a story, a little Braun story. Hell of a promo, guys, surprisingly, in even longer promos. We talked about this earlier in the week, but he can cut a promo.
It's funny because he's not going to drop a pipe bomb, but he's confident in his promo. And he doesn't stutter his words. He doesn't look like he's thinking about what to say next. He's very confident. And, like, that shows. Like, him and Kurt Angle going back and forth, I thought was great. And, like, you see it sometimes. When Kurt did the when they were like, he's going for the trucks or whatever, there was a pause, and then Kurt's like, oh yeah, those trucks are $12 million.
That was one of my favorite. That was absolutely a highlight of the show. Kurt just overacting is the best thing at any Raw, because he does it a lot.
Oh yeah, he does. But when Braun's cutting his promos,
Yep.
you don't see that. You don't see that he's thinking about what to say next.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like that's changed. I mean, he's really maybe worked on it a lot. Yeah, he's got to, because it shows. And yeah, the story thing was great. Kurt cutting him off, and then Braun cutting him off, saying,
Yeah.
I wasn't done telling my story.
Yeah, the reason for that truck thing and the overacting of Kurt was obviously because Braun got fired.
Yeah, and then one thing you got to learn is you don't fire an angry white guy.
If you fire Braun, he will murder your staff and eat some cake.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the one thing I took away from that is, maybe like the way we can stop all this nuclear war talk and everything is we just gotta give, all these people cake.
Just plates of cake.
Dude, because as soon as Braun saw that cake, he went from like a seething like pit bull foaming at the mouth to just like oh, that cake looks pretty good.
So pretty much his rampage started with him tossing around enhancement talent that are posing as security guards, and some of them took some brutal bumps too. Then he went off. This is between segments and between matches and everything. But as a whole, it was fantastic. Next one was he went to catering. Mm-hmm. There was just a dude standing there with a plate of cake. And then he went up to the plate of cake and just took a piece of cake. Guy's deadpan. And then this is after he already threw Kurt Hawkins into a pile of food, mm-hmm. and that was amazing as well. He's just tossing people, and it's so good.
It's fantastic. The negative I will say though is that I thought it ended sooner than it should have.
Yes.
But before we get to that, I think it was Booker T throwing Michael Cole and then running away.
Him.
Yeah, and then running away so Braun could fucking throw Cole off the fucking stage was phenomenal.
I got beef with that last part of the segment.
Yeah. Michael
Cole shouldn't be hurt. Because he got thrown into a pile of bodies. I think they used it as he got shaken up.
Yeah, if Braun picked you up and threw you into people, would you not need a new pair of pants?
Okay, yeah.
So but he never maybe that's back. What it was. I think it was more of like a situation where he needed to go change his fucking MeUndies or whatever. So.
Oh, dude, I love MeUndies.
So good.
Unpaid sponsorship, but I love them.
But yeah, so my whole thing is, it ended too soon. I mean, Kurt got a call from Steph.
It was about halfway through.
That led to that, and you're rehired.
It was kind of slow the rest of the time.
Exactly,
it was
what
good.
I'm saying. Yeah,
like it was still fine. That whole segment, all those segments made the show good. But then after it ended, I think the best part was the Miz was after that. I think
I thought Rollins and Finn had a great.
Yeah,
match
they had a good match. Obviously, here's Rollins. We got to talk about at some point.
Here's where, as a fan, I noticed this. I was looking forward to every segment in between the matches because I wanted to see what Braun was going to do.
Because I knew Braun was just going to fuck shit up.
And as soon as they rehired him and he got his match back,
he went away.
Exactly. But right after that, I was like, oh, I can go to bed now. You know what I mean? You don't want that. You want to be hooked. And that was a great hook that they had to keep you entertained all the way to the end.
Yeah, it's a bummer that they ended it. But, I mean...
Dude, I think they should have kept it going.
He flipped a 20,000-pound truck. Yeah. Totally not kayfabe. Yeah, he did it for real.
This is the second time he's picked up weird shit and thrown it.
It's great.
Braun is phenomenal, man. I think he's going to be somebody that we're going to be talking about for probably years to come.
Like I said on the last one, 50% Braun. All time. And if they keep doing things like this, that's not going to be not true.
Dude, the other thing is when Braun walked into that TV truck, I thought it was hilarious. He was like, what these buttons do? Like, he instantly turned into an old man who doesn't know how to work technology.
But if you notice, he was also being so gentle with everything because that truck is worth $12 million.
Really? Yeah.
So he didn't want to break anything, for real.
To put a button on that segment, though, I mean, overall, I loved it. Mm-hmm. And I think, selfishly, I wanted it to continue more.
Too.
And I think if they continued it all the way up till the Rumble,
mm-hmm.
where he's just fucking shit up at the Rumble, and they have to, we have to get this through. We have too much money invested. We have too much stuff going on. Braun, you have your match. That would have been perfect way. That would have been.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't work more with it. They just hired him halfway through, and Steph was like, "Yeah, you're hired." Great.
Oh, maybe he'll get fired again next week.
I doubt that. I hope, for the love of God, I hope so.
Maybe Michael Cole can sue him or something. You know?
Good Lord, they go a lawyer angle with Michael Cole. That would be kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with that.
So you want to talk about? I thought Cesaro and Titus, the Bar versus
yep.
Yeah,
believe it or not, there were matches in between these Braun segments.
I thought the match was going great. I thought everything was cool.
Yeah.
I was kind of into it.
I enjoy it.
And then Jason Jordan comes out, and I was really into it.
Oh yeah, Jason Jordan's great. Injured or not, Jason Jordan always finds a way.
I thought some of the facial expressions there towards the end were just phenomenal, man. Cesaro like seething at the mouth, and you read Seth Rollins' lips. He's like, "Great, now you pissed him off."
I thought for sure this was going to be redemption for the Bar, so it was actually a surprise to me that Titus Worldwide won again.
Oh no, I knew going.
think?
Yeah, because I was like, Jordan's coming out. And
I hoped,
it happened. I was pretty excited, but yeah, I thought they did a great job, man. The match was pretty good. I mean, it's funny because Cesaro will always shine. He will always be one of my most underrated wrestlers on the roster. But I thought, what's his name, hung with him the whole match too.
Apollo?
Yeah.
No,
I thought,
was it Apollo or
no,
no, it was both of them. Wasn't it a tag team match? It was.
Oh yeah, no.
No, it was. It was a tag
singles.
team match. Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
sure.
I'm not either. Whatever,
Yeah,
who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Someone won. It was from Titus Worldwide. I think it was Apollo. Who cares?
Yeah, there it is. But I like that they tried the same spot that was so sick last week, and you know that's when I was like, oh, they might pull it off.
So after that, after more Braun destruction, but we've covered that already. Enzo came out, cut a promo. Still great at promos. Love every Enzo promo,
Dude,
even
him
though it's all the
calling-
same generally.
This one I like though when he called Alexander Dracula because he sucks. Like that line is
He
fucking
just says
phenomenal,
weird shit.
dude.
He says strange things. He said something else that got me too, and I don't remember for the love of me what it was. But he was just on like hitting on all cylinders in that promo. And every time he talks, I listen. Like whether you like Enzo or not, you cannot deny how good of a promo guy he is.
Sometimes he's like me, he's scatterbrained.
Sure,
But I agree with you. Overall, when he has like a point, he gets it across, and it's usually entertaining.
he came out with Tony Nese,
Yeah.
Mr. Abs.
Nese.
Oh God, he's got so many abs. And that led to a match between him and Cedric Alexander that started during our commercial break, which was odd.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I mean, the Cruiserweights always put on a pretty decent match.
It's funny because if you have a storyline behind this match,
Yep.
it could be a WrestleMania match if these guys were just a foot taller. Like it's crazy that the crowd's like sitting on their hands
Yeah.
for this match.
And
It's
they-
like these guys are pulling off some phenomenal moves, man. I'm
Well, I
surprised.
liked the stretch of time where the 205 Live guys were ending the show. They were main
Right,
eventing the
right.
show. I enjoyed that. I've always been a fan of the Cruiserweights, even like back in the day when like Hurricane and like this is not too back in the day, but when Hurricane and like Mysterio were around doing their thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I always loved it. So when they were announcing it, they bringing it back. It was just fun. I was excited, but they botched it. It sucks.
The thing that they botched, though, is that not anybody watches 205 Live.
I know.
So they have all their storylines going on there, and then they just have them come out on Raw, and they think
Yeah.
everybody knows what's going on.
Well, they need to have them on both brands, in my opinion, and have 205 Live be its own thing. They don't tape it after SmackDown. Have it be like, because they're doing the tour now. Have it be like that regularly. Go places like they're coming to Lowell. We're from New Hampshire. They're coming to Lowell. Like have them tour like that. It'll be more. The audience will be more into it because they'll be going for that.
The thing is it's too separate. Like, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, it's just they have NXT, you have Raw, you have SmackDown, now you have 205 Live, and then you have, you know, all this other stuff you got to keep up with. I think a lot of casual fans are just not going to keep up with it. And the thing that worked back in the day with WCW and the Cruiserweight division was it was on Nitro. You know what I mean? Like, you were getting all the storylines, you were getting all the matches. It was right there for you. You didn't have to go searching for it or, you know, stay up, you know, till 11 o'clock to watch it. So I think the only thing they're really missing, is they got to develop and run the storylines more on Raw. Like, the only 205 storyline people know about on Raw is Nia Jackson's in love with fucking Enzo. You know what I mean?
Which
they don't know how awesome Gulak is. They don't know
Gulak
how...
wasn't even on the show.
That's what I'm
last
saying,
night.
though. Like, you don't know that unless
I
you
saw a
watch
picture on
205 Live.
Instagram of Drew Gulak, and he was in a giant cowboy hat. It was amazing.
Because why not?
Fuck it, he's Drew Gulak. He can do
He's in
whatever he
Texas,
wants.
do it.
The good thing is, I think the Rumble's in Philly, and he's from Philly, so I'm hoping he gets a spot in the Rumble and gets a giant pop because he deserves it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would love that, man.
Yeah, Drew Gulak deserves everything. I want him to be on main roster and win like the IC title or something. Him and The Miz, I feel like could be absolute gold because that's who's going to be the champion.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen for sure.
I'm
dude.
excited. Next, after the Cruiserweight match, that was no consequences really. We had Asuka and Nia Jax.
I like this match from the storytelling and the ring perspective of Asuka trying to figure out how to beat the behemoth Nia Jax.
And really, she couldn't.
Right.
It made Nia look strong. How it ended is Nia hurt her ankle, I think, or her knee or her ankle.
Something buckled,
Asuka
yeah.
kicked her into the steps, and it was weird looking. But yeah, she had to. The ref had to stop the match because of an ankle injury. and it kept them both looking strong. Asuka still wins. Her streak is still going.
Yeah, and I think it's going to keep going.
I do have an opinion question, though.
Well, go for it.
Can she lose on the I can't say
Micmac.
that ever. The Micmac Challenge without getting an actual loss? Is that kayfabe?
See, I think she can lose that. I think she can lose the Rumble.
I think
this
she
is
will.
me personally.
Oh, we'll talk about that next week, though.
And I think those things shouldn't count. Like, I'm not a fan of like when a tag team loses and it goes on that guy's singles record. You know what I mean? Like, her streak should continue in singles matches or triple threat matches. I think should also count. You know what I mean? Like, if you have an opportunity to win that match on your own, that should count on your record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
no, I agree with you
100%.
completely.
I think. The Big Mac Challenge, I mean,
Big Mac Challenge.
Really, what is it? And you know what I mean? Why does it matter?
It doesn't.
So that's what I'm saying.
I think it's
so.
just a fun thing, test the
Right.
waters. And
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's no, like, if she loses that,
It doesn't
no,
matter.
It shouldn't
Okay,
matter.
good. That's how I feel as well.
Right.
Same thing with the Rumble and sudden. I can't talk about it now, really, but because we're gonna do Royal Rumble predictions next week.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's gonna win the Rumble now.
That's a good.
That'll
little
be
teaser
interesting.
right there. Just
Next
the
up,
tip.
yeah. Oh Jesus. Next up, we had we had the Revival.
Dude, I like the Revival a lot. I don't think this was one of their better. I think their promo had great points, but their delivery was a little off. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay,
Because I've watched them a lot in NXT,
Right.
and their promo ability is top notch.
I liked
Something
it.
seemed different to me.
It did seem different. It's that stupid in-ring interview.
Could be it right after a match.
But it's Charlie, so I'm like okay with it.
Yeah,
'cause
she's
she's
gorgeous.
very good looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that in-ring thing. I don't like the atmosphere. I feel like promos like that are best delivered backstage. But the point to get across is they said professional wrestler on WWE television.
And the point to get across is they're gonna get demolished on Raw 25 by
Absolutely.
DX, by everybody.
It's going to be the New Age Outlaws, and they're just going to eat them alive.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're getting the New Day treatment where they're just gonna get fed to all the legends. I think.
I was kind of mean in my notes. I called them Team Dad Bods, even
Oh,
though they're in
definitely.
way better
Yeah,
shape
yeah.
than us.
No, dude, they're Team Dad Bod, but they're also it works with their gimmick because it's like
I just thought,
school
for
wrestler.
some reason, I thought they were more. I mean, they're not in shape. Obviously, they're great athletes, but like I thought they were more cut for some reason. I don't know why.
I
Maybe
know
they were, and they've just been off forever.
Arn and Tully are definitely their idols, and they look exactly like body-wise. They look kind of
good
exactly
point.
like them.
Next up, we had Elias.
Yeah, I like Elias a lot.
So-
I think they're misusing him by having him just be Miz's hype man.
I don't, and I'll tell you why. Because he's still on TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
He's with a good group of people. He's technically in the Miz Taraj, even though he's not. He's getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's over. I feel like Elias is over right now,
And
and
he got
no one would have
over-
seen that happen.
He got over on his own, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
though.
he
Like,
did.
so I kind of wish he would still be doing that. I mean, he would be a great candidate for in that IC run. So maybe
It'll
that's what
happen. I
they're
think it'll
building
happen.
towards.
I
Is
think it'll
him
happen.
and Miz. Miz will miss a payment or something.
He stops paying him.
Yeah, and then he gets the guitar to the skull. Who knows, man?
I do think it is leading to a Miz and Elias feud, like
Where-
a full-on feud.
And I can tell you what's gonna happen. Bone and Mr. Curtis Axel are swapping sides, and
You
they're gonna
think?
side. Oh yeah, they're gonna go babyface with Mr. Elias because he's gonna treat them better than the Miz does.
Ooh, he's gonna pay him better.
I just think you see it, man.
but
Miz
Elias doesn't have
throwing
that
them
much
into
money.
the moves, Miz doing all this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an
It's
interesting
loyalty.
thing, and
It's not money.
I'm very excited to see if that feud happens. I'm very excited to see it because the promos will be amazing, and it's just going to be exciting to watch. Raw has been just killing it. They have stories I care about, whereas SmackDown there's nothing I care about. There's nothing to care about.
It's crazy how since they changed some stars over or whatever, it seems like the writing has really gone down too.
I think they changed staff. as
Yeah,
well.
they must have. And I mean, obviously, it's because Raw's the flagship show. They want all the storylines there. They want people to watch. That's their big money maker. You know what I mean? So it's understandable.
Yeah.
I just wish both shows could be good. All the time.
Well, I mean, you remember at the early times, SmackDown was better than Raw.
That's what I'm saying.
It
though,
was
is
shorter,
it's always
but
one
better.
or the other. Right.
And not much has changed, but there's writing staff that had to have moved around because now
yeah.
Raw is so much better than SmackDown. Whereas I don't like watching Raw because it's so long.
Yeah.
But now watching SmackDown this week, I was bored in only 2 hours, which usually doesn't happen.
I agree. Actually, it didn't keep my attention all that well.
We'll talk a
SmackDown.
little bit more about that in a little bit.
I will say, this Raw was so good. It could have been a go-home show to like the Rumble. I'm surprised that they just didn't save this whole Braun thing again, like I'm saying, because
it gets me excited. Man. It gets me excited for next week. Their actual go-home to the Rumble. Hopefully, it can live up to this or be even better somehow.
Well, Brock's got to get the upper hand. Like and they have this next show, and I think that's what's gonna happen because he's been
Brock will be back. Yeah.
Demolished by Kane, demolished by Braun. It's his turn.
Brock will be back.
And he's going to be angry because Braun fucking killed him.
It's going to make me sad. I hope he's in a neck brace or something, though, so it makes me laugh a little. Oh, yeah. Like, I want there to be a little...
Brock doesn't need a neck brace.
Shut up, all right?
He doesn't even have a neck, dude.
Okay, just a giant thing around his shoulders. Yeah. He needs something to make me care. I don't care about him.
I know. I love Brock, man, so this is going to be fun. If me and you can go at it about Brock later.
Oh, God. I hate Brock. So that led to a match between the Miz. Well, Elias was introducing the Miz Taraj. He got paid a hefty fund, supposedly. And obviously Roman wins because LOL, Roman wins.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed the match, too, though.
Me, too. So, it was fun. I like anything the Miz Taraj is part of. I usually enjoy things Roman a part of as well. So, I mean, you can't go wrong, right?
No,
obviously, Roman was going to win. There was no reason for the Miz Taraj to get a win over Roman. That would be stupid of anyone who wants to make Roman look strong. So... we got after that was Banks and Sonya Deville, which was a fine match.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed the match. It's just again, I didn't know why.
This isn't even think about it this way. This isn't even the main storyline in the women's division.
Yeah.
It's Nia Jax and Asuka and Bliss.
Right.
Doing their whole trio thing.
And Enzo in there somewhere.
And Enzo is there because why not? But Sonya Deville, I like Sonya Deville.
I do too. I think she looks like a real shooter. Like she really lays stuff in. I think she's got a lot of upside, and I think the more she gets in there, the better she's gonna get. So
it's nice to see Sasha Banks lose too.
Yeah,
because that doesn't happen. Well, okay, unless it's on a pay-per-view for the belt, it doesn't happen very often.
Right. To Charlotte, yeah, but I agree, man. I thought it was different. I liked it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the match.
It was nice seeing Sonya Deville and Absolution look strong and win, because that hasn't happened really.
Right, yeah. I'm like I said, there's really not much to say about it.
From what I think is they're kind of breeding Sonya Deville to be the new leader. If they want to continue this, I feel like they're kind of breeding her to be the new leader of that faction because Paige might not be there very long.
Well, Ronda Rousey might come in.
That's what I'm thinking.
She's gonna need
and she already doesn't. Help. She already doesn't like Sasha Banks. Right. She already doesn't like Bayley because they're part of the Four Horsemen women, and she's got her own Four Horsewomen. So. Again, that'll be a next week thing because I think she might come up next week as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. What could it be?
Dun dun dun.
And then we got Woken Matt Hardy.
I love Heath Slater and Rhino and Woken Matt Hardy and something was missing, but I still enjoyed it, man. I mean, I think at this point too, is I was like. Kind of sad Braun wasn't going to come back out, so I was getting in my
because he would have come into that match and just thrown everyone.
I was getting into my like tired, goofy face, and like some of the stupid shit Woken Matt Hardy was doing, scaring Heath out of the ring without touching him and
just
shit.
looking at him and laughing at him.
Biting him. I enjoyed it.
That was the one laughing spot I was okay with.
Right, yeah. I thought Heath sold that whole thing pretty well.
Heath is a hell of a sell guy.
Yeah.
Like, he can
He's been doing it his whole career.
He can do anything. I love Heath. And Rhino's fun too, but they're not really, I mean, they're just glorified jobbers right now, which sucks because what a fall from grace for them.
Again, SmackDown.
And then they came from SmackDown and were like, hey, fuck you guys, we're not going to give you shit. I mean, the match was fine. It was fun.
Yeah, I
Matt Hardy did Matt Hardy Woken things, bunch of delete chants, and something I did notice was those delete chants are getting less and less over as the week progresses, or like as the weeks progress. Yeah, it sounded real quiet to me. Till the end. I mean, the end got a little better. But when he was doing it, maybe it was just the music. When he was doing it at the beginning, it seemed like no one was into it.
Again, this is, I think this whole character, the universe, everything would work better on SmackDown because there's not a lot going on there. And right now, he seems to, I don't want to say be getting lost in the mix, but it's kind of, I mean, the him and Bray thing has been going on forever.
Bray wasn't on the show at all.
I just feel like this story could have been told better on the SmackDown where they need more stories going on.
I agree. And when I first heard about Matt Hardy even coming back and possibly doing this gimmick, I wanted it to be Bray Wyatt that they started with. Right. But they have botched that so bad so far. And obviously it's still early. There's time to redeem it. And hopefully they can have a good match. But, oh, man, I don't know.
My thinking here is they shot their load too soon. Like that's all it was. They should have really developed the Woken Matt character in WWE with the fans and everything, and not even had him and Bray maybe backstage, brush shoulders or something, give a little hint, and then really rebuild the Bray character, get him some wins under his belt, really build him up to be a strong, crazy motherfucker. And then have these two go at it. I just think they just kind of rushed it. You know what I'm saying? It feels rushed. It feels like Woken Matt Hardy's trying to get in all of his broken Matt Hardy stuff in like such a short period of time that it's not getting over the way it did on Impact or TNA, whatever the fuck it was at the time.
TNA, Impact,
the other brand. Because he had plenty of time to develop it all, and it was a slow burn.
Yep.
And this here just feels like it's very rushed, and I think that's why it's having some trouble getting
Some things
over.
haven't fallen into place yet. Like there's
Over.
Well, he did that. No, he didn't. I wrote that. He didn't do it. Yeah, I did. He does it every time he does his finishing move. But his wife hasn't been on yet. She should play the piano at least once. Like they'll probably do it at the Rumble if they ever match at the Rumble. I would assume by this point. And then have his kid come out, like Vanguard 1, Senior Benjamin, like all these people. They were a big part. Jeff needs to come back too. Good Lord, Jeff needs to come back.
Raw 25.
I hope so. He said he would be there. But he just needs the whole universe that he built. He needs to go back to the Hardy compound, find the dilapidated boat, and then just everything will be fine again.
That took like 3 to 4 months though of build.
Yeah, but
you know
this
what
is
I mean?
the WWE. They won't ever do that.
Well, that's why I'm saying that's why it's having some issues really hitting the market like it did in Impact.
Apparently, and I didn't see this, but apparently he tweeted about it. I don't know if it's true. He did Vanguard 1 the drone shot at the beginning of his entrance, supposedly.
Yeah, and I'm definitely glad he dropped the Hardy Boys thing on the Titantron. Yeah.
It's so much better. I love all the deletes. It's great.
Yeah, it really looks pretty cool too.
So that ended with obviously Matt Hardy winning, because that's not going to end any other way. Heath Slater's not going to get a win on television. And then we went to the main event, which was really good. It was Finn Balor in the Balor Club. They weren't in the match, but they were there, versus Seth Rollins.
I love how my boy Carlton Banks Benjamin
Jordan. Jason Jordan.
Yeah, I love how he really goes behind Seth's back and does it. He really wants this match, Dad.
What we didn't what we didn't talk about was Jason Jordan made this match basically. Yeah. He went to his father, totally real father, and said, "Hey, my partner wants this match against Finn Balor tonight."
I just love how they're developing his character. People hate him, and it's so
awesome.
good. Yeah,
I'm so happy. Anyone who gets heat like Jason Jordan and Roman. It's so good, and now they're together, kind of like they're in programs together.
They're in the Shield, man. Ask Jason Jordan.
They're in the Championships Club or the Champions Club. But yeah, no, it was a really good match. I'd say it's not hard to do, but it's the match of the night for sure. And it ended with Seth Rollins bringing back the curb stomp after
blackout. They call it now.
Yeah, but it's the curb stomp. Everyone knows it's the curb stomp, and Finn Balor looked fucked up after.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't, I would hope, but he looked real fucked up.
Yeah, I think part of it, I mean, he might have got a little dizzy, I just think he's great at selling stuff, man. Yeah. The guy is phenomenal. And I like how they kind of paid homage to each other where they both do the sling blade there. And then, you know what I mean? Like, they're pretty similar in their styles, I mean, obviously. And I like how they kind of paid homage.
It was just a lot of fun, and I hope this leads to a more permanent feud between the two. Maybe in the future for the Universal title.
That could be cool. I personally, I hope it leads to something in the future where it's the Shield versus the Club with Dean, not with our boy fucking Jason Jordan.
Are you sure you don't want Jason Jordan?
Dude, I want him to be on a solo run.
Maybe the Shield comes back fine. Roman has the Universal Championship. Great, because he will. And then Dean comes back. But Jason Jordan and Rollins are still somehow the tag champions. They won't be, but they're still somehow the tag champions, so it's all four of them.
I'm following it.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I'd like it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much... the ending was kind of strange, but I think it was to sell the fact, like, how destructive that curb stomp is. Yeah. Because he looked out of it.
It was... He sold it perfectly, because that's a move, too, that can look so bad or look so good. And Finn did a phenomenal job, man.
I just thought there was something more to it. Like, I thought something else was going to happen, because they just held on Finn for, like, it felt like 5 minutes. It wasn't that long, but it felt like a long time. So I was like, oh, who's going to come out? Who's going to fuck this up? Is Braun going to come murder everyone for some reason?
They have that vibe sometimes where you're like, something big's going to happen.
I'm like, they don't just hold on people at the end of a match for nothing, but it was literally for nothing, other than to make the curb stomp look strong, I would assume.
All right, you ready to jump over to some SmackDown Live? Basically, though, I mean, it had a lot of matches, and there was all part of. It was basically all wrapped around the United.
Matches, though.
I mean, for the United States tournament, they had both semifinal matches, and then that match, and in a 2-hour show, it seemed like more matches than not.
I don't know. It felt slow to me.
Well, the New Day opened.
Oh yeah, which is good. I love the New Day. I love everything they do. Whatever this pancake thing is, I love it. It's great.
On board.
I want it to continue, and they did it in the Carmella videos too, where they were like begging for her mix match challenge.
Big Mac challenge.
The Big Mac challenge.
It's way easier.
Whatever
to say.
that challenge is.
Mixed match.
Yeah, mixed match. They did it for that challenge, or for the videos, the promo videos for that, and it worked.
Oh,
They got
let me
Carmella.
cut you off real
Okay,
quick.
sure, go ahead.
So, I have this issue with my cell phone. It autocorrects all the time. So, whenever I write Miz, it switches it to Mix.
Okay.
Because, I talk a lot of wrestling
The
to
Mix.
everybody. So, yeah, it always comes out the Mix. But I wrote Miz so many times in it that it now switches the word Mix to Miz.
Miz.
So, when I'm trying to say the Mixed Match Challenge, it comes
Miz
out
Match
Miz Match Challenge.
Now.
And now I'm thinking Miz needs his own gimmick match.
We need a Miz match challenge. I don't know what it would be, but I want it now.
So that just pops in my head.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, something crazy could happen there. Who knows?
We need to write a letter.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, listen, Vince, do this.
It sucks, man.
Do you
I
like
hate it
money?
whenever I'm making a meme on @StillRealToUs on Instagram. You can check them out.
Early
or
plug.
It's Still Real to Us, damn it, on Facebook. But yeah, whenever I'm making a Miz thing, I always have to go over it 3 times to make sure it doesn't say Mix in the meme, because I hate that when my phone autocorrects a meme.
Hey, the more Miz, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, so basically New Day Open. Xavier Woods and Jinder fucked Xavier Woods up for what felt like 3 hours.
I like the match, though.
I do, too. I'm just saying, he looked very strong in this match.
Xavier got his some offense in. I think he's a hell of a wrestler, but he never gets to really show it.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
A Jinder match is a Jinder match. I love Jinder Mahal as a character. His matches can fall flat.
Mm-hmm.
I liked this one just because Xavier is a faster-paced worker, whereas he's a little slower.
This match had the feel to me, though, that Woods was going to win. Because he was getting
getting destroyed.
Demolished.
And I had a little hope.
Yeah.
I even wrote it down. I had hope for 2 seconds, and then Mahal won.
But when Mahal won, I was a little surprised because he dominated the whole match, basically.
Yeah, and rarely you don't see that very much.
He didn't do that with his title run, you know what I mean? Like, that was a dominant performance by him.
Yeah, in the match, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fine.
It was a good match, man. You really need New Day out there, too, with the Singh brothers to really... Because like you said, sometimes his matches can fall flat for whatever reason. And they really spiced it up. And Woods is phenomenal in the ring.
He's not the best wrestler.
He's not. He's solid, though. You know what I mean?
He's a great character.
He is a great character.
So, like, that'll get you over.
I agree with that, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's over, but he's over with people like us.
He gets some good heat, man.
Yeah, he does.
So.
As far as that goes, absolutely.
I appreciate Jinder a lot.
And then, this was weird. AJ Styles had a promo.
I didn't like his promo at all.
I didn't either, and that never happens.
I know.
I always am listening when AJ talks, and I usually enjoy it to a point. But he called Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn Cammy.
Cammy.
He called him Cammy.
That bugged me. Calling Kevin Owens
stupid.
2 people, like that's low hanging fruit. Calling Kevin Owens fat. It's like
even though Randy Orton does it on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, I know.
That's
but
hilarious.
He's funny about it.
And they're friends. They gotta be. Well, I'm sure these 2 are too. But,
yeah. I just didn't like that. It seemed forced. I don't know. Like he was trying to go for a laugh.
So it was written for him.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it was written for him. That had nothing to do with AJ.
Wasn't a great promo.
When AJ goes by himself, like when he does his own stuff, great. That was bad.
Well, this is like I was telling you when
and who was
AJ's
I don't even
heel,
know who was interviewing him either.
When AJ's heel, his promos are top notch because he seems so much more comfortable. I'm not saying turn him heel or whatever. I'm just saying
I am.
He seems way more comfortable in that role, talking on the mic like that, and being a cocky, smarmy heel or whatever.
Heel AJ.
This face promo shit where you're trying to go over the top, funny or kind guy, it just doesn't work for some people.
No, heel AJ is the best AJ in my opinion, but they're not. He's such a big baby face that they're not going to turn him anytime soon. And in his match with potential Royal Rumble winner that I won't spoil now, and you can listen next week to find out, it's going to be a fun match, even though I think they're both going to be faces going into it.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of a teaser there too.
I think people know.
Speculate.
Shinsuke is
shut up.
He's very favored, so I mean,
shut your mouth.
You're not breaking
Daniel Bryan. That's who I was talking about.
Come on. Shit, son.
It's not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, and he's pretty much heel sometimes. If Shane's around, he's heel.
This is when we got to a point where, I mean, that whole front bit with AJ was not good. New Day was fine. But then we got to the point where all the women, every single one that's announced for the Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, did like an iPhone promo that just they did all of them. Okay, there were like not all of them. There were like 8 of them. I'm pretty sure it was the whole SmackDown women's roster.
This is how I feel. Unless your titties are out, don't FaceTime me. So we can move on from that because it was
just
bad.
Yeah, it was not good.
I mean, Becky Lynch cut a good promo.
I love Becky Lynch.
I thought Tamina actually cut a pretty decent promo. Everybody else, man, fuck that shit.
Oh,
It
so
was
Tamina's
not
your
so
pick. That's what
great.
you're telling me.
I just thought her promo, maybe it just surprised me. I thought she had a great promo.
I like Tamina. I like all of them, really. I mean,
I like them all too.
Yeah, but this didn't need to happen.
It was weird. I
not
felt
hyping-
uncomfortable. I felt like they were looking at me in my house. I was in my underwear. I was like, I don't
believe
need this
that.
shit right now.
It did not do what it was supposed to, and that was to like hype me up
Right.
for the match. I didn't care, and it's nothing to do with the people, the promos. I'm like, they were fine, but like, I didn't care.
Becky Balboa, though, she reminded me that I really enjoy her, and I think she's underutilized as well.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
And then we had Bobby Roode. This is the second match, and it was only the second match of the show.
Yeah, now that you're saying it, maybe I just feel like these matches lasted forever for me.
Well, because they did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there were there were 4 matches
yeah.
on the card. 2 of them were 3 of them were United States Championship matches or tournament matches, and then one of them was a match that just didn't matter.
Yeah.
So this was the second match. It was Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley, who has a new Titantron, new music, and is awesome still. I love him.
Oh, I love Mojo, but dude, some of his movements really fucking make me weirded out.
Well, that's the same though. Like that's the same as it's always
yeah.
been. He's always been just a weird character.
I mean, him running into the ref, that looked like it was by accident, or I'm a Mojo fan.
Yeah.
100%. I love the guy. Some of the moves were clunky in that particular match, and I don't know why.
I knew going into it, Bobby was gonna win, just because that made like
Because Jinder won.
Jinder's a
obviously.
heel,
Yeah.
Bobby's a face,
Yeah.
whatever. But halfway through the match, I was like, a Jinder Mahal Mojo Rawley set match makes sense because of their past
Oh, yeah.
with Gronk.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
right,
thought
yeah.
about that, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll go that route. But then Bobby won, and I was like, okay, that's how it should have been anyway.
Yeah,
And
I mean, the match was decent. It wasn't bad. And same thing can be said about the main event. I thought the match was decent. It wasn't bad. I mean, there wasn't really any fireworks on SmackDown.
No.
Obviously them announcing the title match happening that night.
Well,
that
this
was a
is when
cool
it started
feeling.
to get good.
Yeah, that was a cool
But this was
vibe.
in the last half an hour.
Right, and then them actually having the match and not being like next week. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was pretty cool.
I have
liked
some
Bobby
speculation
winning.
for that. I'll get to it after we get to the next match that doesn't matter. It was the 6-woman tag match. It was I don't even remember.
Yeah, we can skip a lot of it. Like I said, man, we don't
I mean,
have to
it's
do
all
that.
the people that have been in the 6-woman tag matches
Yeah.
the entire time, and there are no stakes. It does not matter.
It's
It's
a lot
Riot
of-
Squad and the faces on. It was Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi. Yeah, who has a great entrance. Still love that, but I don't care about this whole thing because it doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, there's nothing going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I know. It's a slog. It's
it
horrible.
wasn't bad. It's just, again, it's the same thing with Absolution on Raw. I feel like it's
but at least
being replayed. But you see
that
it
feels
first,
better.
because you see it first on Raw.
Yeah.
And then it feels like a replay on SmackDown.
Because it is. It's the
That's
same
what I'm
exact
saying.
thing.
So, like, for some reason, this falls a little short.
I just feel like
obviously.
we've been getting a month of Riot Squad versus faces. Like, that's
Yeah.
it.
But if
And
you think back, you're getting a month full of Absolution versus Faces.
that's a fair point. It
It's
is
just
the same
you
thing.
see it first, so
maybe
it's
I
like
just
a replay.
Maybe I just like them better. I just like Absolution better.
I think if you switched them brand to brand, you saw Riot Squad first, you'd like them better.
I don't know because I like that. Well, I mean, one of them's gone now, but I feel like I like the talent. I do like Liv Morgan a lot. She's not very good, but she's a
thought
good
this
character.
was her best performance,
It was.
though.
It was. She's a good character. She reminds me of Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like that's appealing to a lot of people, including myself. And this was, you're right. This was her best performance. But replace her with, I don't know. You can't because they need a blonde each. I don't know. I just like Absolution better as far as talent goes. But that's just an opinion, you know. They won, I think, actually. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Faces won. No, Liv Morgan won.
Shouldn't have talked about it.
You're right, because I don't remember it.
That's what I'm saying.
Now Liv Morgan won. Great, good for her. That's finally they did something for the heels, you know. And then we get a glow show. That's what I wrote about this match. That was it. Usos did an interview. We talked about that a little bit. They got attacked by Gable and Benjamin.
We can skip to the main event. 'cause
Okay,
that's pretty much all that happened.
The SmackDown was not good.
I thought if you want to talk about anything, we got to talk about the Fashion Police and Rusev Day is awesome. It's going to be great.
It is, but they weren't technically on the show, which bums me out.
I'm looking forward to their TV show. That's going to get picked
super
up
bummed
on all major labels.
That was another thing. There was a lot of talent wasted. Like, no Fashion Police, no Ascension, no Rusev Day. No tag. Well, the only tag teams they really highlighted were the Usos, and then Gable and Benjamin attacked them.
But that's because it's for the titles. I think that's actually a smart move on their part.
You think?
Yeah, because it's the only 2 tag teams that are fighting for anything worth anything right now.
I guess so, but they could have added a tag team match with the Breezango against anybody, and they could have replaced those promos on the iPhones. Randy Orton had one too.
Yeah. His was long.
For no reason, and he was in a ring. Cool. Yeah. Congrats. That's where you work.
But yeah, the main event, man. I mean, Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac came out. They seemed to be coexisting
for now
rather well. And the match was all right. It wasn't really anything major. I mean, it was a lot like the Woods match. I thought Jinder controlled the whole thing. And Bobby hit his glorious DDT, and boom. I mean, I thought it was a cool presentation when they both came in to hand him the title. I mean, it felt prestigious at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
The whole tournament itself maybe fell flat a little bit for me. I don't know why.
But the right person won, in my opinion. In a way,
because the right 2 people I thought were in the end. I thought Jinder.
Me too. But I talked last week about wanting Xavier Woods in there, and wanting him to kind of win because it would be the first time the Freebird rule would be for a singles title, right? Because a vote for me is a vote for 3. That would have been a fun storyline to tell, and I hope maybe somehow they can do that.
I think the New Day should split up because all 3 of those guys are so phenomenal. I would just like to see a Woods singles run because, like you were saying earlier, the guy's great in the ring. You just don't get to see him that much because they don't highlight him all that much.
I don't agree. Well, I agree with the Xavier thing, but I want them to stay together and just freebird everything.
Forever.
Yeah, because they're all so good together. They all meld so well together. They cut great promos together. Obviously, they could separate, but think about how their careers were before they all got together and how none of them were doing anything for a while.
Yeah.
It's the perfect situation, and I feel like breaking them up even now would be a mistake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of them would fall off for sure. But the only thing I'm saying is it's like a Family Guy joke where I was really into him at first, then I got sick of him, and now I'm really into him again, so...
they're fun. They're always going to be fun, in my opinion, and they're still so over. Why would you break them up,
Just for my own,
Shield.
Yeah, just for my own gratitude. I just want to see some cool shit from each of because I love Big E too. I think Big E could be a huge star, and I'm surprised he's not bigger than he is. Yeah. But again, I think Big E and Rusev fall into the same category where they just need the right push. You know what I mean?
Right. So obviously we talked about Bobby winning. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Here's what it's going to set up. And this is why they did it early, too, because this was originally going to happen at the Royal Rumble. The end of this match was going to happen at the Royal Rumble. Now they have another week to bring Dolph back. He'll have a new title, and then that'll set up a Rumble match for the true title, which will be the new one, whatever it looks like, at the Rumble, which I'm excited for.
Well, you think they're getting a whole new belt?
Yes.
Not bad.
I do. And that's pretty much...
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the HBK Razor Ramon thing.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, and John Cena did it. CM Punk, like that was a good. I like the champion versus champion thing because it's something they don't do very often, and when they do, it's a lot of fun. And Bobby and Dolph can put on good matches, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
and that was pretty much it for SmackDown. There was not.
Dude, I think that's a wrap.
That's it for the show. However, we do have a Twitter account.
For the podcast.
Which is this podcast you're listening to right now. That's at StillRealAP.
And you can also hit us up on Instagram at StillReal2Us. And if you want news, you can follow. Might as well. I mean, does it hurt you to follow shit? No. Might as well follow at StillReal2Us with the number 2 instead of TO on Twitter.
And if you're a fan of the show and you want to support us with a little financial support, we do have a Patreon as well, which is new for us. We haven't really done that before. And that's Still Real After Party on Patreon.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, if you want, we're going to be giving away some cool shit, apparently. And it should be pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, I'm the social media guy, so that's kind of my thing.
And I'm just the Instagram meme guy. I just like to make dick and fart jokes, so... Hey, man, hang in there. But, I think for now, that's a wrap. Until next week.
Happy Rusev Day.